Hello, this is Les Brown. I want to talk to you about sales. Now, most people say, well, I don't sell. Okay, they're selling you at that moment. But really, let's look at it another way. I want to talk to you about moving people, because that's really what we do. What is it about you as you look at yourself and look at where you are right now? What is it about yourself that you believe in, that part of who you are, and whatever you have, a product, a position, knowledge, whatever you have that you want to move people to make a decision? Because that's what selling is. If you're working in a corporation, the higher you go up in a corporation, you have to have a series of interviews. You got to sell yourself on various department heads for them to say, that's the one, that's who we want. And so therefore, when we look at selling, I'm not talking about in a used car salesman mindset. I'm just talking about getting people to move to action. That's what we do with our kids. That's what we do with the people in our lives. Getting them to make a decision, to move, to take a position, to buy a product, to become interested in investing in themselves, to create a new future for themselves, embracing an opportunity that we're presenting. So I want you to look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I can do that I can become more effective and moving people to make a decision that's in their best interest? And that's literally what you're doing. You're not selling, you're moving people through first them believing in you because you believe in you and what you're doing, and you believing in your product, and if you don't, you need to, and believing in a vehicle that can be helpful to people. Moving people, that's what we do. Persuading, influencing, helping people to make decisions. I'm reminded of a lady who was in Mary Kay for many years, and she didn't do very well. And she finally came to the person who had sponsored her and said, you know what? I can't do this business. I thought I could, but I have a child and I'm a single mom and my child is sick and I need to spend more time with him. And so this friend of hers said, her sponsor, okay, but look, you've already paid for the convention. You already got your ticket. There's no refund on this. Why don't you attend the last convention? She said, you know what? I do need a break. I'll ask my mother to keep him, and I'm coming. And she came to the convention in Dallas, Texas, and something happened. You know, they said coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. Something happened. She said, excuse me just a minute. I've got to go to the restroom. Anybody else has gone? They said no. She went to the restroom. When she came out of the restroom, as she was walking down the hall, two doors opened and two burly security guards came out and stood at attention. And Mary Kay Ash came through the door. And this young lady saw her and said, Mary Kay, how are you? And Mary Kay looked at her and said, I'm doing great, baby. She said, are you working the business? And she said, yes. And Mary Kay kissed her on the cheek and she said, make it happen, baby, make it happen. And that young lady, she ran back and she told her friends, and she was excited the whole convention and went back to her hometown, and in 6 weeks, she got the pink Cadillac. That's what the high achievers get. What happened? She was still a single mom. What happened? Her child was still sick. What happened? She'd been in the organization for months and did nothing. What happened? There was a shift. When she met Mary Kay, she moved something in her. She was inspired. It brought out a part of herself that was lying dormant. And that moment, you know, the movie called Touch, and Denzel Washington's in it. He said there are moments in life that before this and after this, and after this, nothing will ever be the same again. And this is one of those moments for you right now. So don't see yourself as a salesperson, no. See yourself as a person who's speaking from a place of power, who's speaking from a place of caring. It's been said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, that you care about people, and you are moving them to make a decision to create a better life for themselves and the people they care about. Selling, we do that. But selling people on their greatness and moving them in another direction that will empower them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter in their lives with the decision to be moved by your voice and your story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.